You're listening to Her Money, Her Business, a podcast for women starting or growing their own business. And it features episodes about knowing your finances, improving your money confidence, and growing a profitable business that's built to last. If you wish you were good with money, want to feel more confident managing your money, or want to struggle less while making money, then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Sonia Belzarolo, business financials coach, bookkeeper, and champion for women who want to be the master of their own financials. So let's get started. So before we get into the episode and what we're talking about today, which is money coming into your business and some tips around that, I just wanted to mention that in the coming weeks, I'm going to be launching the Money in, Money Out mini course. You may have seen that on social media already, me talking about that. So it's going to be ready in a couple of weeks. And if you're not on the wait list, jump on there if you're interested, because you will get a discount and you'll get the access to the early release of the course when it comes out. So I'll put that in the show notes. And yeah, you'll find out earlier than everyone else and be able to jump into the course from there. So the course is a 5-day course. It is running live, so it'll start on Monday, the 23rd of October and run for 5 days, so Monday to Friday. On day 3, there is a live Zoom call that's optional that you can come to if you feel like you want to ask some questions about the course or need some support or meet other people in the course. So every day for the 5 days in the morning, you'll receive access to the next module or that day's module. And that'll happen for the 5 days. And then, of course, after that, you'll always have access as long as the course is available. You'll be able to come back in. You'll be able to revisit it any time. If you can't follow along that week live anyway in those 5 days of sessions, or if you're getting a bit behind because you may be focusing on your money in or your money out, etc., then you can always come back and do it. You don't have to do it in those 5 days. So it is basically self-paced, but I just wanted to release it across 5 days so anyone who wanted to try and do that in one chunk can follow along, and you have that call on the Wednesday to get some help. So if you're interested, jump on the wait list. Okay, so into today's topic. So I am talking about one of the topics in the mini course, which is money in. So money coming into your business obviously is the lifeblood of your business. The money coming in is the sales you're making, the revenue you're generating, and then it also obviously goes towards your profit. So basically whatever your money out is happening in your business, with the expenses that you're spending to run your business, taking that off the sales then gives you your profit. So how can we control or better control the sales in your business? Well, obviously there's lots of ways of doing that, increasing the sales, but I wanted to also talk a little bit more about when the money's coming in, the cash flow side of things. So how do you make sure that all the invoices you're sending out are actually getting paid? And I want to talk a little bit about payment terms as well. So actually we might start with payment terms because that is a good one to start with. So with payment terms, I see very commonly business owners who work off invoices. So if you're a service-based business, as an example, you're probably sending invoices out to your clients for the work that you're doing. With that invoice, those payment terms. Now, a lot of businesses I see feel like they have to set payment terms as 30 days. Sounds like something that commonly happens in business. But payment terms are actually driven by you in most cases. If you're in contracts, etc., with clients, they may set payment terms for you. And if you agree to those, then obviously you have to stick to them. But in general business, particularly for small businesses, you set the payment terms. So my payment terms are actually payable on receipt of invoice. So I've done the work. And so my payment terms are, here's your invoice and now it's due. I don't give people 7 days. I don't give them 3 days. I don't give them 30 days. It's just payable when due. And you are well within your rights to do that. Again, it's your money, your business, and you set the terms around what you need. Now, as you're getting further along in business, and if you've got lots of invoices going out, you're building a team, etc., you may be okay with giving your clients, let's say, 7 days. I probably wouldn't go any higher than that as a small business because cash flow is really important. You're paying out money, you're delivering a service, you're doing the work. And so there really is no need to go beyond 7 days, in my opinion. Obviously, it's up to you and how you feel your clients would take and what they would pay by. Now, of course, payment terms, you can put them on the invoice, but it doesn't mean the person's going to pay them. It's not an absolute rule, but it does help show your clients what your expectations are and what your boundaries are around you do the service and this is how I want you to pay me, which is whatever your payment terms are. So it's setting up and educating, if you like, your clients on how you want to work. Now, you can also go a step further when you're bringing clients into your business. Put it up front in the contract you do with that person, or have it as a conversation up front to say, this is how much I charge, this is my payment terms. Really set it out so that it's clear for both sides. Because the last thing you want is to continue to have clients that push the boundaries and pay whenever they feel like it or pay when they have money. Just something to think about, but absolutely make your own decisions around your payment terms. The next thing I wanted to talk about is your actual invoicing. So again, I deal with huge amounts of invoices that come across my desk as the service part of my business, which is bookkeeping. And I cannot tell you how many invoices I receive that make it very difficult for me to organise payment for those suppliers. So make yourself familiar. The ATO website has all the information you would need about what needs to be on an invoice. Now, if you're using a system, for example, like Xero, then they will guide you to all the bits and pieces you need to fill in, and you should fill in all of them, because you don't want to make it difficult for your clients to pay you. So, for example, if there's no phone number, if there's no email on your invoices, if they have a query, does the person processing the invoices have a way of contacting you to ask the question so that you get paid on time? Because there are queries on your invoices and they can't contact you. They've got to go back to the owner to get your details to then contact you to ask the query to then process the invoice. Just make it easy. So have all your contact information on there. So let's not assume that because you've sent the invoice to the person you're working with that they're processing the invoice. They may have a bookkeeper and the bookkeeper doesn't know you. So just make it really easy. Also, make sure you're compliant. So the ATO, depending on whether you're a sole trader or a registered business, a company, etc., there are different requirements around what needs to be on the invoice and the minimum requirements to make it a legal document. So just make sure you're ticking all those boxes as well. And the other thing I wanted to mention as part of money coming in is the collection side of business. So cash flow, again, for a small business owner, extremely important. So if you're not on top of who owes you money and the money coming in is not coming in and you've got a whole heap of outstanding invoices, then it's your responsibility to be across that. So I constantly am looking at what invoices have been paid, who owes money, sending out reminders. So Xero, again, if you're using Xero, they do have a section in there where you can set reminders to go every couple of days or whatever the timeframes are that you feel is relevant to your business and your clients. And you can even change the emails to suit your wording on how you'd like to approach people who are overdue in paying their invoices. So definitely have a look at that. But if you don't use something like Xero, you can still have that process in place. So you could still have some draft emails set up that after a certain number of days, whatever you think is relevant and whatever your payment terms are, send reminder invoices or make phone calls. Make sure that you're across who owes you money. Don't just let that slide, because the longer an invoice is unpaid, harder it is to collect the money. Okay, so that also all comes back to your payment terms as well and having very clear guidelines in place. But absolutely, it is really important to have clients respect your boundaries around payment terms and when things are due. And also, don't put up with clients who never pay you on time. Make sure you make a point of mentioning. I know it's not a nice conversation, but it's your money, it's your business. You need to be on top of people who are constantly not paying on time, and you need to correct that and educate them on when you need to be paid. Or if it goes on too long and it's just not fixing itself, then please consider not staying with those clients. If you have a set of clients that pays you on time, you never have to worry about this. And I'm very lucky, and also I've put some work in, but I'm very lucky that I have clients that just pay me on time. I don't need to chase the money. And so that is a process you need to go through. And it's also about those setting expectations at the very beginning of the relationship with a new client. But absolutely, please make sure that you're taking that on board, because the cash is better in your bank account and it reduces that stress around finances and around managing your business if you know that the money's coming in when it should be coming in, and therefore everything else flows on from there. So that's it from me today. It was a really quick and easy few tips around managing the money coming into your business. So I hope that's been helpful. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you're not on the wait list for the Money In, Money Out course, then these tips are just the tip of the iceberg. There's lots more in that course. If you feel like that this is an area of your business, managing the business finances, that you really want some help with, this mini course will get you started on that road to really understanding your business financials better. So that's it from me today. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now.
This episode was brought to you by my mini course, Money In, Money Out. Head over to our website, blossomingbusiness.com.au, for this episode's show notes found under podcasts. And if you're interested, jump on the Money In, Money Out waitlist to find out when it's next available. You've been listening to the Her Money, Her Business podcast with me, Sonia Belzarolo. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review over on iTunes. It really does help to get the podcast out to more people. And of course, I love hearing your feedback. Thanks for listening. And here's to knowing your finances and growing your business. It's your money, your business.